this is like, I'm taking Trump out of this. Trump was one of many included with lewd and creepy, disgusting messages from literally some of the world's richest, most powerful people. They're all writing in some sort of secret code. We have little children, cartoon.
Oh my God. All right, guys, I'm here to entertain. So before we get into this incredibly gross video, I wanted to show you this absolutely hilarious AI video, okay? Watch this. This is one of the funniest AI things I've seen ever.
I need to go back in. My parents are broke as shit.
You've just arrived. How are you feeling?
Well, I just want to find the guy that's been bonking me on the forehead for the last 9 months. It took my mom 40 weeks to get me here. It took my dad about 13 seconds.
How's your first day experience?
They dropped my pacifier on the floor, then blew on it and gave it back. I swear I'm putting them in the worst nursing home.
What makes you mad, baby?
When grandma in my face saying goo goo gaga, but her breath smells like poo poo caca. Where's the doctor? I need to go back in. Mommy and Daddy are fighting because I was supposed to come out white.
Well, that should put you in a good mood for what ultimately is going to be a pretty gross examination of some pretty gross behavior. All right, Jesse on Fire. Welcome back, guys. So, big developments in the entire Jeffrey Epstein saga today that I'm going to let Saga from Breaking Points give you guys a little bit of context too. But real quick, if you guys remember, there was an accusation that as part of a release of Jeffrey Epstein's like 50th his 50th birthday book that Ghislaine Maxwell had compiled a bunch of like cards from all these different people who are good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. And one of them was this supposed thing that was from Trump that drew a naked lady. And then, you know, where the pelvic area would have been was his signature. Okay. Now I'm going to be totally straight. I was like, yeah, right. Okay. It sounded so made up to me. I'm like, oh, that's a little on the nose, dude. I think the final line of it was, let each day be another wonderful secret. And I was like, come on, dude. Come on. Well, now they've released the entire book, okay? And we're going to be looking at the actual, like, we're going to be looking at all of it, right? All the pictures in the book, because, or at least the ones that are public, because this is really nuts, dude. And I don't know. Trump administration not commenting on it since it came out, and clearly it is his, like, people saying this is not his signature, ridiculous. It's a signature. But, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, what I would say is, like, they could have forged it. Like, it could be a forgery. They could have taken it and printed it. But I'm just saying, like, if their angle on this is, like, that's not his signature, as opposed to, like, someone put his signature there, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how these people are managing this. You know, I don't know who in the PR department is running this, but just trying to pretend like that doesn't look like his signature is not a good angle. All right. So I want to start here, right? Oh, and by the way, if you guys haven't seen it at all, this is the one that we're talking about right here. All right. So I'll show you guys this, and then we'll look at what Saga from Breaking Points talks about, like related to the book. And then I'm going to show you all the other pictures in it, which are crazy. Okay. So this is supposedly from Trump, right? Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, as I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey. As a matter of fact, it was clear to me, but what? But same to you? I don't know. I can't. Whatever. Okay. And then, pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald Trump. It's like, that doesn't look very good. You know, that doesn't look very good, dude. Just bottom line, right? Naked lady, signature down there. Now, we're going to look at the other stuff because it gets way weirder. All right, here we go, guys. Okay. Inside the 50th birthday book. So here is Ghislaine and Jeffrey, eternally in love, you know, always naked. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, my gosh. It's all fun and games, guys. Let's just all get naked and just, you know, debauchery. Okay. The first 50 years. We've already seen this one, supposedly from Trump. Then we've got this one, which is the one that's really making the rounds today. Okay. Look at this. And for some reason, they're not saying who did this one. But just to zoom in, okay, 1983, here's Jeffrey giving balloons to these little girls or whoever this is. And then 2003, there are those same girls with Jeffrey Epstein right there tattooed on their ass. And he definitely does not have any clothes on. And if you can see right here, what this is probably depicting, right? You know, I mean, I listen, I don't know, but it looks like massage, and then whatever this is. Now, you guys tell me, right? In 2003, what exactly was Jeffrey Epstein accused of in Florida, right? Well, the answer is he was getting lots of little girls to come and massage him, and then he was turning them out, right? Now, everyone assumed, oh, this must just be some kind of secret thing that no one knows about, right? Like, there's no way everyone knew that he was doing that, right? And yet, in his birthday book, you see exactly that depicted in this cartoon. Exactly. Literally exactly that depicted in this cartoon. Okay. And so they're like, oh yeah, this is, look, it's depicting grooming. And you're like, yeah, it is. Except not just grooming. It's literally depicting exactly what he was doing in Florida at the time. There's his mansion in Florida. Okay. Like this is just exactly what he was doing, which is really twisted. Like really twisted, actually. All right, let's keep this going. Here's one that's, it says a contribution to the book from Peter Mendelsohn, now the UK ambassador to the US, which shows an image of the two together along with the message, but wherever he is in the world, he remains my best pal. Cool. Peter Mendelsohn. This is Peter Mendelsohn. It looks like a girl. This one, it says Bill Clinton, who had left the U.S. presidency a couple of years before the publication of this book, is listed in the Friends section. The document has a note sourced to Clinton, who appears to have written about Epstein's childlike curiosity and a drive to make a difference. The former president has previously said he had cut ties with Epstein more than a decade before his arrest and was not aware of his crimes. Childlike curiosity. I'm sure that's not code. This one is an extract from the album contributed by an assistant in which she wrote of Epstein turning her life around. Before Jeffrey, I was a 22-year-old divorcee working as a hostess in a hotel restaurant. After Jeffrey, I live in New York City, have traveled to Paris, London, Milan, Copenhagen, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Stockholm, China, Singapore, Brunei, Bangkok, Bali, Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, Rwanda, South Africa, Morocco, Ireland, Saint-Tropez, Florida, St. Bart's, St. Thomas, St. John, New Mexico, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Aspen. I have met Prince Andrew, President Clinton, Sultan of Brunei, Donald Trump, Antonio Verglas, Naomi Campbell, Stephanie Seymour, Peter Brandt, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, brilliant scientists, lawyers, and businessmen. I have flown on the Concorde, gone skydiving, taken flying lessons, been scuba diving, parasailing, attended a Victoria's Secret fashion show, seen the private quarters of Buckingham Palace, sat on the Queen of England's throne, rode on a racetrack with Max Pappas, learned countless skills. Sound like she got a pretty good fucking deal, if I'm being honest, you know? I'm sure there's plenty of 22-year-old towel girls that are like, wait, all I have to do is just, hang out with this fucking creep, and then this is going to be my life. Sounds a lot better than what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. More creep stuff. So another illustration shows a card attributed to Joel Pascal, reportedly a longtime member of Mar-a-Lago. That's relevant now. Happy 50th, Joel. And it's like, this shit looks so bad, dude. I'm just sorry. This shit looks so bad, man. Here it is, man. Party. Here, girls. Lolita Express, an island where there's the mermaids. Hey, mermaids. This one, Epstein standing among palm trees and holding an oversized check for $22,500 with a Trump signature on it. Definitely not Trump's signature. Partially redacted writings say that partially redacted writings below the image say Epstein showed early talents with money and women and had sold a fully depreciated redacted to Donald Trump. No idea what that means. And then, of course, happy birthday, love, Ghislaine. Here's me naked. Here's us naked. Apparently, this is, animals, whatever. This is apparently, if you look right here, what that is, that's like a print of a nipple or something. George Bush without his face, whatever that means. More of that. Lots of redacted naked people or whatever. But yeah, that's those are the global elites, guys. Those are global elites. Pizzagate's definitely not real. Don't worry about it. Like, Pizzagate's not real, guys. None of it's real. But I'm going to let Saga do a little bit of talking, and then I'll come over the top. Theirs is 20 minutes long. I'm just going to show you the first, first 5 minutes, because I also want to hear you. I want you guys to hear what Crystal Ball says here, because she says something absolutely bananas, which is hilarious because, she's notorious for bad takes on this particular topic. People who want this to be true, bad, like as much as like I don't want it to be true, so maybe every once in a while I'll have a bad take in that direction. Like she wants it to be true so bad that you're like, what? Okay. And it's about that particular, the drawing. So we'll get to that in a second. By the way, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, right? Handshaking it, right? I know, people might not like the story, but I'm just going to give you what the stories are. All right.
Book for Jeffrey Epstein, which included a letter allegedly from Donald Trump. The White House claimed that it was a forgery, that it was a fake, that it didn't exist. The Wall Street Journal was actually sued, Rupert Murdoch and others, by Donald Trump personally for defamation, claiming that no such letter ever existed. They said that they never even showed them the letter. Well, the letter has now been released to the House Oversight Committee. It is part of several pages now released by the Oversight Committee from the so-called birthday book directly from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein. So let's make that very clear. This was from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein, this so-called birthday book that was compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell, has a lot of other luminaries and other interesting people, but the allegation from the White House now is that it's a fake letter, which was actually planted in the Epstein estate, I guess, from the year 2003. And since that time has bubbled up, that forgery to where we are right now. So just presenting that, and we'll get to some of the...
He's a Republican, by the way. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to say, I don't know what that means. It was planned, it's like it came from the estate. Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, so what? Does that mean it was in a storage unit? Like, what are we talking about? That doesn't mean anything to me of whether it could have been planted or not.
The White House denials in a second, but let's take a look at the letter, which was described for us only by the Wall Street Journal. Let's go ahead and put B4, please, up on the screen so you can all see it now for yourself. There it is. And I'll remind you kind of the weird cryptic poem that was written there in typeface, voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me since the last time I saw you. Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. May every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump with a signature there listed. So B5, please, just to go and show everybody. The initial understanding and statement from the White House is, quote, time to News Corp to open that checkbook. It's not his signature. Defamation in all caps. That is from Taylor Budowich. He is the Deputy White House Chief of Staff and a cabinet secretary there over at the White House. A little bit of an issue, though, because in the New York Times story and the Wall Street Journal, they've actually released other side-by-side photos of Trump's signature from that time period, and they do appear to look very similar. So not a signature expert, obviously, or any of that. You can judge it all for yourselves, but certainly some of the story about how allegedly this is a fake doesn't pass some of the smell tests, considering that it does come from the Epstein estate itself. By the way,
does anyone know what that means? Like, what does that mean it comes from the estate? I honestly have no idea. Look at Crystal Ball's face, dude. She's like, this is just disgusting. Ugh, this is gross. You're all, hey, but you never had any issues with, like, I don't know, any of the, like, have you ever looked at Pizzagate, dude? Okay, you ever looked at that stuff? You want to know what this whole thing screams to me when you look at this book is that, again, when you get up into those elite groups, they are degenerate, disgusting weirdos, okay? Because they can get away with whatever they want, so they just do, you know?
prosecutors in the FBI, some since 2019, but also obviously available to the Ghislaine Maxwell legal team. So still lots of speculation as to who originally leaked it, but we can all go read it for ourselves. I was reading some of it this morning. It's unbelievably creepy.
It's disgusting.
And this is like, I'm taking Trump out of this. Trump was one of many included with lewd and creepy, disgusting messages from literally some of the world's richest, most powerful people. They're all writing in some sort of secret code. We have little children, cartoon drawings. And I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Emily and I will fully go through some of this stuff tomorrow. But obviously, the headline here is specifically about Trump and his denial. And as part of the reason why, you know, immediately they started saying that all the Epstein files themselves were a hoax. But you can see here, the story's not going away, and it's becoming more inconvenient for the White House and for everybody else who has touched this man over the years.
Look at her face, man. Like, I can't get past her face. Oh, I bet she looks at people like that all the time in her real life. She's got that look of a person who does that to me.
Correctly.
Well, with regard to who leaked it, I mean, it is worth noting that since Ghislaine Maxwell got her little cushy move to her low security club fed and she had her nice little conversation with the deputy AG, we haven't gotten any more leaks now, have we? So that is an interesting thing to note. Can we put the B4 back up on the screen? Because many people are noting this did not look the way that we expected it to look. It is even more disturbing to see in person. And, you know, I thought that there's sort of an assumption when you think of like a grown man drawing a female shape. You expect giant boobs. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, listen, I appreciate the inclusivity of the small-breasted woman community, okay? However, many are also pointing out this actually looks like a prepubescent girl. So when you have the press...
That's funny. That's funny. Because I remember when they first talked about this story in the New York Times, they said that Donald Trump had signed the body where the pubes would have been. I believe that's like exactly how they wrote it. And I was like, ew. So which is it? You know, is it a little kid that's prepubescent or is it the other way? Because one of you guys is wrong. Like one of you guys is spreading nonsense. Who is it? Or both. You know what I mean? Now let's get into the actual book itself and let's look at this thing in detail.